I think the Lakers got the message, and I think most definitely Luka got the message. If anybody needed a boost and some type of message to help their confidence, was Luka Dončić, and I'm glad he finally got it, because this is exactly what everybody in the league wanted to see. This is exactly what everybody in the league was worried about when Luka got traded to the Lakers, because god damn, bro, Luka and LeBron on the same team. This Lakers team looks like the best Lakers team we've seen, in my opinion, for a long time. Like, I've seen some people say since 2020 when they won the championship, but I'm not counting that because they really won championship in the bubble. I don't know how that would have turned out if it was in the regular season. Actually, yeah, in the regular season and without the bubble, without COVID. So I'm not gonna like discount that championship from them. I'm not going to take it away from them, but at the same time, I'm not going to sit here and act like that there could have been a possible chance that would have been different. So I don't know. In terms of team chemistry and just overall talent and just bonding together and how everybody would have worked out playing along each other, I don't know if this team compares to that team. Well, other way around. Y'all know what I'm trying to say. I think this team is way better. That's my point. I think this team right here is better than that team, because the fact that you have Luka and LeBron on the same team, right? You would think that the Lakers sacrificed insane amount of defense with Anthony Davis being gone, but no. Yesterday was exactly what we thought was going to happen. You would have had Luka Dončić play great offense. He put up like 32, 12, and 7, I think it was, or 12 and 8, and he had 16 points in the first quarter. In the second quarter, he didn't really have much, but he had like 19 by the end of the first half, or 22. Ends the game with 32. And to be honest with you, he didn't need to score much. The Lakers were up for a long time. I don't think the Lakers trailed a single second in this game. LeBron also put up 25 points and 9 rebounds. And it just seems like LeBron's having a lot more fun playing with Luka than he's had fun playing in a long time. And everybody thought Austin Reeves was going to be sacrificed offensively, this, that, and the third. No, he's still putting up 23 points yesterday. He's still putting up his points. He's still a very big part of this team and a very big part of their, plays and shit. A very big part of their system, because without him, they lost to the Hornets. But with him, there's a third option that can honestly be a serious threat. And he's that for them. He's the X factor. No matter how you try to flip it, he's still the X factor. And Luka is obviously the guy everybody wants to see. LeBron James, I think, has accepted the fact that Luka is going to be running the show. And all the fans really want to see Luka. Not that they don't want to see LeBron anymore, but the fact that Luka is there with LeBron, they want Luka to run the show. Everybody kind of wants to see Luka do what he does, and everybody just wants to see how this Lakers team is going to turn out. And honestly, back to the defense thing, the fact that they had defenders like Jared Vanderbilt and even like Jordan Goodwin, they had a couple of steals that was like amazing. Like, they have these guys that came in yesterday, and I don't know if it's just the Nuggets offense not being the best, right? And their team handling not being the best as it usually is yesterday, but they were turning over the Nuggets at a very high rate, forcing steals, just turnovers in so many ways. Like, it felt like every other defensive stretch or every other possession that the Lakers had to play defense on the Nuggets, they forced a turnover. And they performed on the other end. So many fast breaks in the first quarter. And usually the Nuggets are very bad defensively in the first quarter, but they're also the highest scoring team in the first quarter. Well, in this first quarter, the Lakers put up 38 points, and Luka has 16 of them. The Nuggets didn't do that good, and what killed them honestly was this first quarter, because they had to fight their way back. And in the second quarter, they cut it down to 7. They even cut it down to 6, but it was not enough. You get to the third quarter, and the Lakers just went on a run that killed the Nuggets. Yes, they were up by 10. I think they eventually pushed it to 14. But then the fourth quarter came, and there was no fighting. They put their foot down, and the Nuggets just couldn't do anything. Like, the Lakers won a game by 23 points. Let that sink in real quick. The Los Angeles Lakers won a game against the Denver Nuggets by 23 points. When was the last time the Lakers beat a team by 23 points? And I don't mean a bad team, but we'll even consider that. But when was the last time the Lakers beat a good team, a team that's even ranked higher than them, by 23 points? And y'all could comment down below and let me know, because this is something I really want to know. I didn't have time to search it up, or I would have said it right here. But they won yesterday by 23 points. They held Jokic to 12 points, 13 rebounds, and I think he had like 7 to 8 assists. That's stopping him, in my opinion. And they did it by swarming him. Like, every time they ran to Jokic, they put so many bodies on Jokic, they forced the ball out of his hands. Every time Jokic had the ball, all you've seen is Lakers all around him all the time. They disrupted his game, and you saw everybody else try to do a little bit of something to try to like free him up and try to make them guard them instead, and they would not budge, and it worked out. And like I said, the defense was the biggest worry for everybody, because they traded Anthony Davis, who was like their defensive anchor, but yesterday showed to not be a problem. Yesterday it showed that they can find something out. They can figure it out. They have some form of a system, and it worked. Now let's see if this can work against teams like the Celtics, possibly even the Thunder if they play again. Let's see how this all turns out. Honestly, I really like this Lakers team, and I'm happy that Luka got the message. I'm happy that even JJ Redick told him straight up, like, hey, I want to see you scream at nobody like how you usually do. Just act like a maniac, like a crazy person. And he went there and he was smiling, like he genuinely felt like he was back. I think Luka got his confidence. I think what really was bothering him is like the fact that he got traded, and he thought like he would never be traded. And I think that emotional factor of it was getting to him, and he just couldn't get over that. But now it's over. Like, now it's done. Like, you about to see a whole different Luka now. I think he doesn't have many restrictions anymore. Yeah, he's back. And they don't really need a center to lob to anymore. I feel like they have their center, and then they also have LeBron James. Obviously, you could lob it up to LeBron whenever, however, and he's going to dunk that every single time. You have a decent amount of three-point makers. You have defenders, and you have two elite playmakers in Luka Dončić and LeBron James. And you have a third option in Austin Reeves that can do a little bit of everything. He showed it. He showed that he could, play make. He showed that he could score. He showed that he could do a lot of things on offense that the other two do. Probably not as well, but for a third option, amazing. Now let's move on to the Knicks. Knicks, embarrassing. Like, honestly, bro, they're really good, but I don't think the Knicks are a playoff team. I think the Knicks are an amazing regular season team, but they're not a playoff team, because every time they go against the elites in, not even just the NBA, let's forget the NBA, just in their conference alone, like the Celtics, the Cavs, they always get demolished. They get smoked. Like, the Knicks always do bad when it comes to playing against these teams. Now, we have also seen in the past in NBA history that there's been times where a team loses and gets swept in the regular season, and the playoffs come and they sweep the team that swept them in the regular season. We have seen that. That is very possible. But I don't think the Knicks have it. I don't think they're going to do it, because of the simple fact that Coach Thibodeau runs his guys to the ground. Like, these guys are playing 35, 40 minutes, right? For all his starters. Now, the bench doesn't really play. What are you going to do in the playoffs when you need your bench? And I know that's something that's probably overlooked. And some people like him think like, okay, let me play my guys 35 minutes so they're ready in the playoffs for those games where they might have to play 48 minutes, right? But unfortunately, it's just not that type of league anymore. I think he needs to understand that star players are usually going to play around 30 minutes. Some 28 to 32 minutes. 33 minutes, okay, cool. 35, you're pushing it. Now you have to start putting in your bench and let your bench get some play time, because in the playoffs, you're going to need that one guy in Game 5. You're going to need that one guy in Game 7. You're going to need that one guy in Game 2. You're going to need that one guy in the last 3 minutes of the third quarter that gives you that momentum to push into the fourth and save your whole season. You're going to need that one guy that can turn the series off of one shot, that Ray Allen, that, you're going to need that one person. And if these guys don't get to see playtime, they're going to end up making their mistakes on the biggest stage, which is the playoffs. And that's going to come back and hurt only you. No one else is going to get hurt by that but you. So the fact that you're sitting here and doing this, you are risking so much. Like, you are risking a lot. And so many things can happen. Now, he could prove me wrong. I don't know. We'll see. But as if right now, it looks bad. It doesn't look good. And I hope that the Knicks can turn this around. I hope that this doesn't cost him his job. I hope this doesn't cost anybody, their job, their season, their team, and possibly even get traded in the off season. I hope this Knicks team actually surprises us in the playoffs, because I would love for the Knicks to go far. I think everybody would, but it doesn't seem like they're going to. But anyways, y'all, thank you so much for coming out to the locker room. Like, comment, subscribe, and share this. We'll talk with E. Safety.